Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru,
वाहिगुरु जी तुदे आगे अरदास हमारी जियो पिंड सब तेरा कहो नानक सब तेरी वड्याई कोई नाओ ना जाने मेरा क्या हो कथी कथे कत देखा मैं अकथ न कथ ना जाई जो तुद भावै सोई आँखां तिल तेरी वड्याई तिल तेरी वड्याई। सत्संग जी कच कच के बुलाना वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। So we'll be speaking in English for the next hour, going through Tan Sri Japji Sahib, the first Bani of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and also the first Bani we should read every day. So we should all try, as we listen to the Katha, if we can't read the part, we should put it on and listen to it. It's very important that Bani is something that we earn. It's not something that necessarily we understand the first time, but the more we listen to it, the more we'll understand it. Because in one way, Bani is the Guru. So imagine if you kept seeing a Guru every day, something's going to trickle down. You figure out something. So Bani, Guru, Guru hai Bani. Which Bani Amritsari? That means that the more you spend time with Bani, the more you'll understand what it means. Just by spending time, it's that magical power. So last week, we were going through the idea of the bunch, the supreme, the elect, those people that have listened to Gurbani, accepted it, followed it, and earned it, and actually have achieved something. And what they have achieved is that they are honored in God's court. When they go there, they're accepted. And also that they're beautiful there. So hai Dar Rajan. And then we looked through the idea of what happens after Guru starts talking about this world. And in that body, just to remind the body, we'll read through it just now, just so we can remind ourselves what we're going to talk about. So Maharaj starts off with Panch Parvan, Panch Pardhan, Panche Pavah Dargah Man, Panchah Soh hai Dar Rajan, Pancha Ka Gur Ek Tyan. जे को कह करे विचार करते के करने नाही सुमार तौल तरम दया का पूत संतोख थाप रखिया जिन सूत जे को बुझै होवे सचियार तबले ऊपर केता पार तरती होर परे होर होर तिस्ते पार तले कवन जोर जी जात रंगा के नाम सबना लिखिया वुड़ी कलाम एहो लेखा लिख जाने कोई लेखा लिखिया केता होए केता तान सवाले हो रूप केती दास जाने कौन कूत कीता पसाओ एको कवाओ तिस्ते हुए लख दरियाओ कुदरत कवन कहाँ विचार वार या न जावा एक वार जो तुद पावै साई पलीकार तू सदा सलामत निरंकार कुदरत कवन कहाँ विचार वार या न जावा एक वार जो तुद पावै साई पलीकार तू सदा सलामत निरंकार। So when we got to the idea of Panch, then Maharaji Kripa, now we started talking about, Guru said that we can never understand the workings or count the workings of Vaheguru. Jeko kahe kare vichar, no matter how much we sit down and talk and think, karte ke karne nahi sumar. We can't actually understand and count all the things that Vaheguru is doing. So out of our intellect. So it's kind of saying to us, our job is to focus upon Vaheguru. The world itself might be doing hundreds of things. But can we try to understand the world, or can we try to understand what we are achievable inside us? We have our human body, our mind, our soul. We can try and fix the world, but what's really in our control is ourselves. So you know, there's a great book called 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. And in there he talks about your sphere of concern and your sphere of influence. So your sphere of concern might be the world, the Pant, Punjab, you know, your family, education, anything. Then you've got your sphere of influence. It's much smaller, is what can you actually do? And ultimately we can only really control ourselves. And that's why Mala says, ki man jeete, jag jeet. The biggest battle is in our mind. But we can obviously have some influence upon our family. But if we focus on our sphere of influence, just focus on what we can actually do, the idea is that that will grow. As we become more and more successful at controlling the bit that we can control, then our influence will spread. So in here Maharaj talks about that Waheguru is a doer. We can't count what Waheguru does, but Maharaj says ki tol taram daya ka poot. That justice is what's keeping the world together, and duty, which is dharam, and it's born from compassion. So compassion is very important for us, and it's actually the mother of all of righteousness in this world, or the father. Then Maharaj goes on to say that contentment is what's keeping the world in discipline. So contentment comes from this discipline that we have, and we can understand that as a Gursikh, we've been given some kind of maryada as well, and that keeps us a little bit set. When the world is going wrong, we talked about that the maryada, your rehat keeps you solid. So you may have a really bad day, but if you do your Japji Sahib, and you do your Panch Baniya, and you listen to a bit of Kirtan Katha, no matter how bad your day was before it started, by the end of that, you feel a bit better. That's why it says, Dukh par har, sukh kar le jai. You can have a miserable day, you could be close to throwing yourself off a building. But if you start doing your part, and you go through your part, by the end you get to Anand Sahib, and you're saying, you know, Ananda Paya Meri Mai, you will feel happy. That's the beauty of it. And you finish off on a happy note. So we understand that Gursikhi is about keeping your head. We know that there's loads of stories on the internet, you know, you get them by email, and there's a lovely one where this man is walking and he's talking to God, and he turns around, he looks back, and he sees footsteps across the sand, and he says, he's talking to God, and he says, look, there's 2 sets of prints. And he goes, yeah, I was walking with you the whole time, I was walking with you. And then he said, but at some places there's only 1 set of footsteps. And he goes, those are the times where I was going through bad things in my life. So he says to God, he assumes, he says, God, why did you forsake me then? Why weren't you with me when I needed your help? I was walking by myself. And Waheguru says to him, he goes, but I was carrying you then. You weren't walking then. So then he understood that Sikhi is about falling on your Guru's feet and saying, Maharaj, you do it. So you can understand that actually Maryada, the rehat, is actually supreme for that reason. When you fall down, your rehat will pick you up. Gurbani will pick us up. And then we says, Maharaj says, Je ko bujjai hove sachiyar. That's the next line. We didn't get to this line, so we start from here. Je ko bujjai hove sachiyar. The person who understands, if someone understands, Je ko bujjai. Bujjai means to understand. Hove sachiyar. Sachiyar is the same word that Guru Sahib puts in the first body of Japji Sahib. Maharaj says, Kevla sachiyara hui hai. How do I become pure? How do I become one with that one? And Maharaj is telling us here that if we understand this, what Guru's talked about, Sunnah, Manana, and we start living that, and we start building dharam and daya and contentment and have some kind of maryada, then we will become pure. We will earn the essence of Guru Sahib's wealth, which is to enlighten us. to help us out to make this human life successful. And Maharaj says ki Jeko bujje hove sachiyar. Now you can look at some Bani also. Maharaj says ki Nanak hukme je bujje ta home kahe na koi. When we start understanding the hukm, also our home, our sense of ego, of me, I want this, I want that. Those things start to stop. They slow down. We focus more upon Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. So Naam is an essential part of this. Then Maharaj says ki table upar keta par. Now we talked about this before as well, that there's a bull, mythical bull that's holding up the world. And Guru Sahib's told the Siddhs now that that bull is not really bull, it's justice and morality and our duty of dharma. That's holding up the world. And they say that, look, if they say to him, look, tell us how much weight is that bull holding up? Tavle upar keta par. How much power is on top of that tawal, this bull? And Guru Sahib says, Tarti hor pare hor. Tiste par tale kavan jod. He says, look, if there was a bull, what would that bull be standing on? Right? You got this mythical bull. If the bull is floating in space, then why can't the earth float in space? But if the bull is holding up the earth, then what's the bull standing on? So tarti hor pare hor. So then there must be a tarti for the bull to stand on. Then what's holding up that tarti? The earth. What's holding up that earth? There must be another bull. And what's that bull standing on? Must be another bit of earth. And then he says, okay, then what must that earth be standing upon? You can imagine, to infinity, you've got sets of bulls and sets of earths. He's criticizing this idea. Then Maharaj says, Tiste par thale kavan jod. Underneath all of this idea you have of the bull, what's holding it together, and what's the jod underneath the whole thing? Tiste par thale kavan jod. Whose strength is doing all this? And Guru Sahib tells us now about that strength. Basically he's saying there is no bull, effectively. He's ridiculing the idea. Maharaj says ki, let's talk about that one that's controlling everything. He's talking about Vaheguru is a strength holding it together. Maharaj says ki, Ji Jat Ranga ke Naam. There are so many types of living beings. Ji and Jat. Jati is Jati actually. It's a Sehari, but you don't pronounce it. So it's Ji Jat Ranga ke Naam. Maharaj is saying there's so many types of living beings. Sabna Likhya Vudi Kalam. These beings, there are millions, 8.4 million life forms. Within each life form, there's so many different types of beings. So it's not like 8.4 million lives, and there's only 8.4 million beings in this world. There aren't. We know there's millions and millions and billions of beings. But within each type, there's hundreds. Just look amongst the human race. How many different types of human beings there are? It's so varied, isn't it? So Maharaj is saying it's Beyant, but it's categorized into 8.4. Sabna Likhya Vudi Kalam. The Kalam means the pen. Vudi means Vagda Hoya. It's writing. It's still writing. It's writing all people's destiny. Sabna Likhya Vudi Kalam. That Vaheguru is writing every single being's history. It's all predicted in advance. As I say in Taqdeer, is what your fortune is written down. It's written down to the point where every single living being, whether plant, animal, a butterfly, their history, Maharaj is telling us, is written by Vaheguru. Now, they say, who can do this? Who understands that? Would it be possible to view this account? They say, Eho lekha likh jane koi. Is it possible for us to understand our account? Is there a great book in the library of Vaheguru? We can walk into that book and we can start reading and we can know everybody's history. That's what the question they ask him. Of every single being that's ever lived and that ever will live. And Maharaj says, Lekha likhya keta hue. Said, if someone was as big as the writer, Likhari. If you were a bit as big as that Likhari, as Waheguru, then you could understand that writing. But is anybody as big as Waheguru? No. So then no one can ever know the accounts of every single person. So if you look at some religions, you've got people that, or even mystical, even nowadays, at the back of every Des Pardes magazine or whatever you see a guy offering to read your life, your hand, and all these things. Yeah, they're all offering to do this for you. Now, Maharaj doesn't criticize this, doesn't say that it's not possible to predict someone's history. To Riddhi Siddhi, you can predict a little bit of history. But that pen is writing all the time. It can be changed. Guru Sahib can change our lekha. Somebody described it to me, it's like a string. The string is all wiggly, going all over the place, and Guru Sahib can just grab one end and pull it and just straighten it out. So you're trying to go there, but your life history is like this. Maharaj can just straighten it out for you. And Guru says ki eho lekha lik jane koi lekha likhya keta hoy. Just imagine how big that writing would be, and to understand that you'd have to be as big as the writer, as great as Waheguru. We know that no one can do this. And then Maharaj goes to talk on about Waheguru. Maharaj says he's Keta Tan Swalyo Roop. Tan means strength. Keta means how much, or wow, how big. Guru is saying Keta Tan. Look how much strength that Waheguru has. That Waheguru has got so much strength that he's holding up every single planet, so floating in the space through Guru's system. Through Waheguru's system, the sun has provided the gravitational force for all of our planets. But we know there's billions and billions of galaxies out there. And amongst those galaxies, there's millions and billions of stars in each one. And each one has got planets floating around it. So it's a good look, Keta Tan. Look at the strength of that Waheguru that made the whole world. It's mind-blowing. And if you think that Waheguru is inside us, we can experience that Waheguru, then Maharaj says that's why Keta Tan Swalyo Roop. First we understand the strength, we say wow, how great is that strength. Then we say Swalyo Roop. Beautiful is his form. Swalyo means beautiful. Roop means the form. So not only is this one who's controlling everything, who's writing all of our histories, who's got our destiny written down, but that one is beautiful. Now, beauty cannot be found unless we can see something. If you can't see something, if you can't appreciate it, if it's not real, you can't say it's beautiful. Guru Sahib is telling us it's possible for us as Gursikhs, as even people who are spiritual, to meditate upon that name for us to meet Waheguru. You know, the whole world will tell us, why believe in God, you can't see God. And Guru Sahib is saying, who told you that you can't see God? Who told you that it's true that you can't see God? Guru Sahib, you can see God. E netro meryo, Maharaj says, oh my eyes, see Waheguru everywhere. Oh my ears, hear Waheguru's words. Oh my hands, serve Waheguru. Now, spiritually, it's possible at the highest levels to start seeing Waheguru everywhere. So what we can think of it as, two analogies we could use is, imagine you've got a lens. If people have taken cameras, we all got cameras now. Imagine your lens is dirty, right? Or you've got a window, and the window is very dirty. And you're on this side, and on the other side is sunlight. And you're in a dark room, and you say, why believe in light? No one's ever seen the light. Someone comes along and starts rubbing that window, shines it, and suddenly you see a little bit of light. Then you say, there's only this much light in the whole world. You say, no, there's more than that much light. You can clean the whole window, and you can have the full glaring light. So Guru Sahib is telling us there's a process to this. Just like, I was reading a book by Baba Harnam Singh, and he was talking to an atheist. And he said to him, listen, you don't believe in God because you can't hear Him, you can't see Him, you can't smell Him, you can't experience Him. He goes, yeah, fair enough, I can't. Because I understand that. That doesn't mean that God doesn't exist. The reason being is, when you look at a glass of milk, you can't see the butter. drink the milk, you won't taste the butter. You'll only taste milk. If you boil that milk properly, and you took out the malai, and from the malai and what was left, you made butter, you would get butter. And when you taste the butter, you can't taste the milk. So it's possible that one thing can be converted into something else through a process. But who will you ask about that process? Is it possible for us to just work out that process by ourselves? Or do we need somebody who's done it? So if you had milk, this guy who's making butter comes up to you and says, you know this milk, you got 5 litres, 2.5 litres you can have as butter, other 2.5 litres you can have as milk. And you go, nah, there's no such thing as butter. He goes, no, there is such thing as butter. I make it every day. Don't believe you. He even gives you a slice of bread with butter on it, and you taste it and you go, this butter's nice, but it's not in that milk. Look at it. How is butter in the milk? So Maharaj tells us that you have to find a person who is a scientist in that field to understand what you can make with that item. The scientist in the field of Gurbani, in the field of spirituality, is Guru Nanak Dev Ji. So Guru Sahib is sitting here telling us, here's the process. Here's how to make the butter from the milk. We have to start by listening to Gurbani's teachings. When we start listening, we learn the process, then we start thinking, you know what, this is possible. And to make it something a bit more realistic, because not a lot of us make butter nowadays, you can think about the phone, the mobile phone. If I gave you a dead mobile phone that wasn't charged, had no contract, had no SIM, and I said phone someone, you'd say you can't do it, can't phone someone. But if I then gave you a SIM, I gave you the battery charger, I gave you a wall socket, and I gave you a place where there's reception, and I said, now, put the SIM in, charge it up, go to the place where there's reception, the Gurdwara, where the Sadh Sangat is, and call, and you put the phone number in, and it showed there was a contract, your contract being to your Guru, a service provider, and your Guru says, right, dial, and you say, why Guru? When you get an answer, then you know that it works. But until that point where you've got the answer, you look at a dead phone, you go, this ain't going to work. Maharaj is giving us the tools to make it work. Gurbani is giving us the tools. Singing Kirtan, listening to Gurbani, sitting in the Sadh Sangat, listening to Katha, listening to Kirtan, waking up in the morning, Amrit Vela, doing Simran, doing Seva, thinking of yourself as small, never trying to get too big, acknowledging the one who is Keta Tan Swalyo Roop. And then when we get to that point where we experience it, then when we say these lines, Keta Tan Swalyo Roop, then we will be saying it with pure love. We're saying, wow, Waheguru, how great is your strength, how beautiful you are, how enticing you are. I fell in love with you when I saw you. To make it a bit more like normal, imagine, we're all like males and females here, so imagine when you were in your Jawani, you saw somebody beautiful, just beautiful, of the sex that you obviously, whichever sex you fancy, and you fell in love straight away. You say, wow, how beautiful, you fell in love straight away. Guru is saying the same thing. Waheguru is so beautiful, when you see Waheguru, you'll fall in love straight away. Not only that, it's so beautiful, you realize you've been in love with Waheguru before, you just forgot. Imagine you moved, like a lot of us are living in the West, imagine if you grew up in India, we came here when you were 5, 6 years old, and your grandparents, they brought you up to your 5, 6 years old, you come here, then you go back to India. You haven't seen them for years and years, but deep inside you know them. You know them. When you hear that voice, you remember straight away, I know you. It's like that with Waheguru. You say, I know you. I've known you for years. Why? Because you've been around for 8.4 million lives. And every one, you met Waheguru, and then you went away from Waheguru. So we know that Waheguru, and it's beautiful. Keta Tan Swalyo Roop. And then Maharaj says, Keti Daat Jane Kaun Kud. How amazing is that Waheguru is giving me so many gifts. Keti Daat. Daat means gifts. We say Ketiyan Duk Puk Sadmar, Ebi Daat Teri Datar. Even the duk and the sadness is a gift. sometimes we'll never question our life until we get pain. Until we be in the bottom, we'll never appreciate the top. You have to hit rock bottom sometimes. You ask the person who gives up alcohol, when they've hit the bottom, families kick them out, and they go, you know, you, Nasha, you are a disease, and you are killing me. The person who just has one or two, but doesn't do Simran, they don't understand the value. They should leave Nasha. The person who falls at the very rock bottom, hits ground bottom and just collapses and goes, you know what, I need to get rid of you. That person then can get rid of it. The person who's just having a little bit doesn't even realize the damage that's happening to them. Now who's better off? Is the person who hit rock bottom and their life collapsed and then gave up Nasha and turned to Guru better off than the person who just lives a normal life, good money, has a bit of, and then is not really doing Simran. He never hit rock bottom. He never had to turn to his Guru. So he thinks, I'm alright, Jack. I'm fine. Who's better off? That's why the person who's hit rock bottom, he goes, Maharaj, Kirtiyan dukh puk sadamar, ebi daat teri data. This is your gift to me. I've realized the truth. When you get a slap, you think, maybe that was good I got a slap. Nahi milda, I would never have figured it out. And Maharaj says, Ki, how amazing are your gifts? We know that everything is a gift. And we also know that there's two parts. We have our destiny written for us. But also Maharaj tells us, if we follow Gurbani, our destiny will be cleaned out. That Karam Nas. It says that once you go into Sikhi and you do Sacha Simran, holy your paap gets wiped out. It says, Nanak Bhagatan Sada Vigas Sun'e Dukh Paap Ka Nas. But even listening to Gurbani really carefully, we can start wiping out our sins. We can clean up. And the Panch people, they know this. Those people that have listened and followed it, they understand the value of it. So it's achievable. It's not unachievable to us. We're sitting in Guru Nanak Dev Ji's own house. This is the Guru Dwara, the Guru's door. Only through this are we going to find this enlightenment. It's for every single Sikh. This is our, call it our destiny, call it our birthright, call it our inheritance from our Guru. This Vaheguru is our inheritance. It's the gift from our Guru to us. Gurbani is the gift to us. Gurbani is Jagme Chanan. That's Gurbani is the light in this world. And if you're in darkness, you need the light. Darkness does not exist. Darkness does not exist. Light exists. Darkness is simply the absence of the light. Where there is no light, there is darkness. Where there is Gurbani, then slowly darkness will go away. So we're going to do a bit of Simran, just to remember that one, that beautiful one, the one who gives us everything, who is Keta Tan Swalyo Roop, Keti Dat Jane Konku. To thank Vaheguru every day. It's a beautiful thing. Maharaj says ki Akirt Kana is one of the worst things to be is somebody who's ungrateful for what we have. Akirt Kana. So by being grateful for what we have, we take a great step towards acknowledging who is the one. And we say in part ki Datta Data Ek hai. The giver is only one. Sabko Devanhar gives to everybody. Dete Todna Avage. Doesn't stop giving because you're good or bad. Aganat Pare Pandar. He's always giving. And his store is forever full. So thank that one who gave to us. We'll remember that one. And we know that it's beautiful because Guru tells us. And even when we read Ki Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru Jio, we say Kavala Nan, Mother Ban, Court San, Sangur. This, sorry, I'll find the book to get it properly. This line, Guru is telling us, how beautiful are you? He goes, how beautiful are your eyes? Kavala Nan, your eyes are like lotuses. Mother Ban, your speech is beautiful. Court San, Sanga Sobha. You have so much Sobha. You're so beautiful. And we say, Mere Lalan ki Sobha. How can I even talk about the beauty of my beloved? So hopefully when we do Simran, we can experience how beautiful Vaheguru is.
Vaheguru,
Waheguru Wahejio Waheguru 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 Wahejio 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 Waheguru 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 We say Ananda Roop, the Vaheguru is the form of bliss. People say Anand, Anand sabko kahe. Guruji says in Anand Sahib, the full Anand Sahib, Anand, Anand sabko kahe, Anand Guru te jane. That people say, Wah, eda bahut anand aaya. Listen to a bit of music somewhere. They go to some party, oh, eda bahut anand aaya. They have some food, they go, oh, I have so much joy in this. Maharaj says, Anand, Anand sabko kahe, Anand Guru te jane. The true Anand of the Ananda Sarup Vaheguru is from Guru. When you have that taste, Maharaj also says in Anand Sahib, he says to his tongue, E rasna, tu an ras raj rahi, teri pyas na jaye. Oh my tongue, you are stuck in the wrong things, and teri pyas na jaye, you are never going to get satisfied with those things. So jinna chakna chakle, you are not. Look at the people who are in this country obese. You put their favorite food in front of them, they will keep on eating. Ruknani, the tongue will not stop. And it's like that with everything. You always want a little bit more, a little bit more. E rasna, tu anras ras rahi. Your ras is the wrong ras, anras ras rahi. Teri pyas na jaye. Pyas na jaye horat keti chichar haras. Unless you find that haras, Mara says, unless you find that taste, that juice of God, that ananda roop, until then, pyas nahi jani. And that's why Mara says, ki vinitud horje mangana sir dukha ke dukh. If I don't ask for you, Waheguru, then I'm asking for pain. I'm asking for pain upon pain. Because the only thing that's real is Waheguru. You're asking for falsehood. You're not asking for such, you're asking for Kuda, Jude. Maharaj says, without that, if I don't ask for you, Vintud Horje Mangana, Sir Dukha Ke Dukh, Deho Naam Santokhiya, Utre Man Ki Bukh. Give me that name of contentment, and my book in my mind, Utre Man Ki Bukh. Simple Punjabi. And then Maharaj says, is it achievable? You might think, ain't for me. I'm too puppy. People say that all the time. I'm too much of a puppy. I've done too many bad things. Believe you me, you look at me up here, I'll tell you. Anyway, point being, it's achievable for everybody, because the next line Maharaj says, Ki Waheguru, is the same line we're talking about. Ki Maharaj ne, I forgot the exact lining. Maharaj says, Ki look at the world. Look how green it is. One trin Hariya Kitiya. I think that the whole world Maharaj is made green. Nanak kya manuk. Nanak says, what is it for a man, a person, to make us blossom from being a dried up river to being a full, or being a plant that's died nearly and to come back to life? What is it for Waheguru? Kuch nahi hai. It's like 6 billion people in the world. What are we for Waheguru? Who made the planets? Keta Tan Swalioru. That Waheguru can do it to us, can sort us out like this. We just have to go to our Guru and say, Maharaj, Deho Naam Santokhiya Utre Man Ki Bukh. When you get tired of the world, go to your Guru and ask for that. What's real? I've tried everything else. Sagal Dwar ko chhad ke keho Tuharu Dwar. Come to your Guru then ask. And then Maharaj goes on in this line. He goes, Kita Pasao Eko Kavao. Now, Maharaj is telling us how the world was made now. He's saying, listen, you might think there's a bull, there might be all these things, but look at this Waheguru. Look how amazing this Waheguru is. How powerful that Waheguru is. Made the whole world, Kita Pasao, with Eko Kavao. One word from Waheguru made the whole world. Imagine how powerful Waheguru must be. How powerful is that? One word, Kita Pasao Eko Kavao. And when we look at this Big Bang Theory, it makes perfect sense. Maharaj ne ik loves kehta, everything got expanded from that. And they say that that sound, that primal vibration that made the world is still here. You can still hear it because it was so powerful it made everything. And even scientists talk about this, the primal sound. Gurbani tells us, Ik Oankar. With that Ong sound made the whole world. Akar. So that's the primal sound. It's in Gurbani. That's why it's called the Bij Mantra. Ik Oankar. That's if we just even meditate upon that Ik Oankar, it's so powerful. And then Guru says, Ki Oankar Brahma Utpat Oankar Kiya Jin Chit. That's the first letter Oankar. Made that Waheguru Brahma. It created everything. This one. Om. Then Tiste Hoye Lak Daryav. From that one word, as expansion came Lak. Now Lak means hundreds of thousands. Daryav means rivers. But it's not just talking about rivers here, it's talking about the 8.4 million lives. That's what it is. The Daryav that we have to go around and around to come out of. Tiste Hoye Lak Daryav. Then Maharaj says, look, Kudrat Kavan Kahan Vichar. Kudrat is the creation. Because how can I explain this creation? Govern, how can I do vichar of this creation? Look, scientists, you know, like Einstein, he said everything I know could be written on the back of a stamp. Because if you look at the world and how much there is to know, the amount that I know could be written on a stamp. I don't know nothing. And he believed in Waheguru as well. He believed in the Creator. The more you go into science, the more you realize how many gaps there are. Even this God particle they found, how much billions they spent trying to find this particle. And Guru Sahib could have told him in the beginning, Kita pasao, eko kawao. That one word is holding it all together. And we still try to find out how the world was made. We spend billions. There's people starving, there's problems in this world, but scientists are spent looking the wrong way. You know, it's like having all the brains and just doing the wrong thing. We got all the brains in our humankind to sort the world out. Believe you me, this world would be like heaven if the human beings could just stop going down the wrong path and come together. We say, oh, there's too many people. Scientifically, on this planet, there's 6 billion people. In London, there's a very posh part of this country called Chelsea. If you took the population density of Chelsea, which is a very nice place to live, people love to live there, pay millions for houses there. If you took that population density and divided 6 billion by that density, you know what you would get? How much land you need? Half the island of Madagascar. You could fit everybody on the planet on Madagascar living like they're living in Chelsea. So all this bakwas they tell us about, oh, we haven't got enough resources. It's just lies. We got more than enough resources to sort the world out. And then therefore Guru Sahib has given us the hukum. The Khalsa Panth, the Guru Sikhs have been given the hukum, ki become dharam. Go out there and set up hukum. Maharaj says that's why he came into this earth. We talked about it last week. Guru Gobind Singh tells us he came on this earth to set up hukum. It's our job, it's our responsibility as the Khalsa to achieve that for the whole earth. Then we can say, Raj karega Khalsa. That's the Khalsa's job. Food, education, health, these things. Not go around with the Bible, bash it on people's heads and become a Sikh. We're just providing people with deg and teg, food and security. Then that we the fatih that we want. That's why Guru's fatih. Why Guru's fatih is deg, teg, give everybody deg and teg. Then Maharaj says, go on, he goes, Kudrat kavan kahan bicha. How can I even explain this world? Varya na java ek var. Now this could be two meanings of this. One could be ki varnan karna. Varnan means to count. So Varya na java ek var can mean I can't even count it even once, let alone explain it. You know, how can you explain numbers? How can you explain something you can't even count? It's infinite and beyond your count, you can't explain it. Varya na java ek var. But also it can mean ki I can't even be a sacrifice even once. If you think you can give a sacrifice and do something, Maharaj says ki when it comes to Waheguru and this Qudrat, we are nothing. We're like Kide Makode compared to that. Varya na java ek var. Let alone once I can't do it. What can we do then? What can we as human beings do? Remember we talked about the sphere of concern and the sphere of influence. Can we look at this? Can we still worry about the whole planet and the galaxy and research into how the world was made? Or should we focus upon what we can do? What can we do in our life? Guru Sahib tells in Bani ki, Bahut janam ke bichre the Madho, eho janam tumhare lekhe. I've been separated from you, O Waheguru, for so many lives, 8.4 million lives. What I will do is give this life to you. Bahut janam ke bichre the Madho, eho janam tumhare lekhe. I will write it to you. The same Lekha who is writing, the one who's writing, we can say, here, I write my life to you. See, you become a Lekhari as well. But your Lekhari is your influence. What you can do is your life. The rest of it we can't control. Then Maharaj goes on to say ki, Varya na java ek var, jo tud pave sai palikar, tu sada salamat nirankar. Jo tud pave. Whatever what, there's two meanings of this. It can mean whatever Waheguru is pleased to do, whatever Waheguru wants, jo tud pave, whatever makes you happy Waheguru, sai palikar. That is a good thing to do. So we say, what can I do? Whatever makes Waheguru happy, that's what I should do. We talked about this in the seventh body, We said ki sixth body, Tirth Nama Jetis Pava. If I make you happy, then I'll do it. If it doesn't make you happy, what's the point? So it can mean that just forget about the world, forget about how the world is happening, just focus on what you can do, which is Jo Tud Pave Sai Palikar. Whatever makes you happy, that's a good thing to do. And then the other way of understanding the same line is to say ki, whatever happens, Waheguru, your hukum, whatever makes you happy, Waheguru is controlling the world, yeah? We are not controlling the world. He told us already ki, everything is written by the pen of that creator. He's got the power. Ketatan. We haven't got the power. We say Akhan Jor, Chupena Jor, Jor na Mangan, De na Jor, Jor na Jeevan, Mar na Jor, Jor na Raj, Mal, Mansoor, Jor na Surti, Gyan, Vichar, Jor na Jugti, Shute Sansar, Jis Hat Jor, Karvekhe, Soy. Who's got the strength? Jis Hat Jor, Karvekhe. I have got any strength. No strength. Waheguru has a strength. Jis Hat Jor, Karvekhe, Soy. Nanak Uttam Nichna Koi. Don't think high and low. We don't have the power to judge other people. Maharaj is telling us that everybody is doing what they've been told to do by that hukum. You just focus upon yourself. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Don't point fingers. There's 4 fingers pointing back. So then we say, Jota the Pave, Sai Palikar. It can also mean that whatever happens, forget about it. Just be happy in it. Tera kiya mitha lage. Whatever you do, I'm happy with. And what does Nanak want? Har naam pada har Nanak mange. Nanak says, give me that naam. Forget everything else. Whatever you do is fine, just give me the naam. Then it says, Tu sada salamat nirankar. Oh Waheguru, you are always sada salamat. To see you're atal, you're unmoving. Atal, atha, atol tu, tera antana paravarya. I can't count you, I can't get to the ends of you, but you are solid. When you do Simran, you'll understand what that means. Atal, Waheguru is not going nowhere. Everywhere you go, there's Waheguru. You cannot escape from Waheguru because you're inside Waheguru. Maharaj tells us. And then, Sada Salamat Nirankar. There's no specific form to Waheguru. It's everywhere. It's also without form. So we know that Waheguru is in the world, but also Waheguru is outside the world. Now people ask questions. You know, people trying to understand God. They ask Sikhs, so what do you believe then? Do you believe God is in the world or God is outside the world? We say, listen man, we're the creation. How do we know what the creator is all about? We're the creation. We know Waheguru is amazing, but who am I to tell you what Waheguru is? We can't explain Waheguru. All we can say is that Guru Sahib tells us Sargun, Nirgun, Nirankar, Suna Samadhiya. The Waheguru is Sargun, has every form you can think about, has Nirgun, no qualities, all the good qualities and no qualities, and then Nirankar is outside the world as well. So that doesn't make any sense. I agree with you, but because our understanding is so limited. Well, we're not Waheguru. All we can do is worship Waheguru, and it's true, we can experience that now. So when we sing this, we say ki Maharaj, you are atal, you will stay, I will pass away. I'm not true, you are true. Your naam is true, I'm not true. So we'll sing this body now in Kirtan. Now we've done the katha of it. Next week we'll go on to the Asank Jap, Asank Pao. So we'll finish off with just the Simran, the Kirtan of this exact body.
Panch Parvan, Panch Paradan, Panche पंच प्रदान पंचे भावे दर गेमान पंचे सोए दर राजान पंच का गुर एक ज्ञान पंचे सोए दर राजान पंच का गुर एक ध्यान जी को कहे करे विचारे करते के करने नाई सुमार जी को कहे करे विचारे करते के करने नाई सुमार दौलधर्म दया का पूत संतोष ताप रख्या चिन्ह सूत दौलधर्म दया का पूत संतोष ताप रख्या चिन्ह सूत पूजे होवे सचियार धवले ऊपर के ताबार जी को पूजे होवे सचियार धवले ऊपर के ताबार दर्दी होर परे होर तिस्ते बार तले कवन जोर दर्दी होर परे होर तिस्ते बार तले कवन जोर जी जातरंगा के नाव सपना लिखिया बुरी कलाम जी जातरंगा के नाव सपना लिखिया बुरी कलाम यो लिखा लिख जाने कोई लिखा लिखिया केता होए यो लिखा लिख जाने कोई लिखा लिखिया केता होए दातान सुआल्यु रूप कीती दात जने कौन कूत की दातान सुआल्यु रूप कीती दात जाने कौन कूत की तपसाओ एक कुआओ जिसते हो इलकदारी आओ की तपसाओ एक कुआओ जिसते हो इलकदारी आओ कुदरत कवन कहा विचारे वारे न जावा एक बार कुदरत कवन कहा विचारे वारे न जावा एक बार तू दबावे सही बलिकार तू सदा सलामत निरंकार तू पावे सही बलिकार तू सदा सलामत निरंकार सै बलिकार जो तू दबावे सै बलिकार जो तू दबावे सै बलिकार तू सदा सलामत निरंकार.
So, at the end of Shabad Azare, Guru Sahib tells us कि जी जा जंत सब सरन तुम्हारी सर्व चिंत तुद पासे जो तुद पावै सोई चंगा एक नानक की अरदासे कि everything वाहिगुरु is in your hands. जी जंत सब सरन तुम्हारी, everybody is in your sharan. जी जंत सब सरन तुम्हारी सर्व चिंत तुद पासे, everybody's worry is in your hands. Why are we worried when Vaheguru is worried? We worry about the things that aren't real. Maharaj says everybody, Vaheguru is worrying about everybody. Yeah? जी जंत सर्व सब सरन तुम्हारी सर्व चिंत तुद पासे जो तुद भावे सोई चंगा एक नानक की अरदास Nanak says Waheguru bless me with this knowledge with this understanding that everything that you do whatever you want to happen that's what's going to happen anyway but let me be happy with it let me enjoy your hukum that's why we understand the Maharaj says ki how do I become pure किव सचियारा होइए किव कूड़े टुटे पाल हुक्म रजाई चलना नानक लिखिया नाल be happy in the hukum be happy with Waheguru's hukum whatever happens is fine but also be happy in Guru's hukum is not okha it's helpful Guru's hukum Gurbani listening to it following it becoming a good Sikh is the fal of Sikhi becoming a Sikh is the greatest joy because you follow Tan Guru Nanak Dev Ji and what they wanted you to become, what they wanted all of us to become. And obviously, I have to follow it, and everybody should try and follow it as well. Because this is the highest path in Kal Yug. In this dark age, Guru Nanak Dev Ji has come to give us the true way. Sacha marg chaldiyan ustat kare jahan. If we walk upon this path, the whole world will praise this, or the whole world already praises this path. You've seen what happened after the shootings in America. The whole world was like, wow, you Sikhs are amazing. They never heard of it before. When they heard of it, they were like, wow. And it's going to get more and more like this. More people will say, wow. They'll say to the Sikhs, why don't you become a Sikh? Why aren't you following Sikhi? Because they're going to start following it. So this is the future. You see that in 20 years of time, this Gurdwara might have 50% non-Punjabi people. That will be Chardika. So, Maharaj Kirpa Kare, we obviously made loads of mistakes in the Katha. Please forgive us and forgive me specifically. And please, Deho Sajna Si Sariya Jo Hove Sahib Somi. So, Bulan Chuka Maaf Karniya. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.